Hello, friends, and welcome to my new episode. For today's episode, I have something in mind which I plan to do once every month. Once every month, I want to have an episode where I talk about 10 films which are a must-see for all cine-lovers. Now, needless to say, these 10 films would mostly not be common or well-known movies because most of you cine-lovers would have seen them in any case. So I'll try and put together a list of not so common but great all the same movies. Most of these movies I have discovered by reading interviews of film people I admire like Martin Scorsese or David Fincher from Hollywood, or back home Sriram Raghavan and Anurag Kashyap. And whenever I read any of their interviews and I read of any movie that they have recommended or they like a lot, I make it a point to try and get it and watch it. And so most of my movies on these lists would be taken from recommendations by them. But there are also some movies that I have discovered by chance or by accident and have really liked it. So I've included them in my list as well. So as I said, once every month there will be an episode which will talk about 10 must-see movies, and today is the first such episode. Now for today's list, I have selected a genre which is a huge favorite of mine, and that is the crime thrillers. You know, the film noirs, the thrillers, the psychological thrillers, all included. So beginning my list, and the first movie on my list is called A Fugitive from the Past, which is a 1965 Japanese movie directed by Tomu Uchida. And it tells us the story about a thief who's on the run and who meets and falls in love with a geisha on the way, and how that changes the course of things and eventually proves to be his downfall. It's a fantastic movie. Do watch it if you haven't. A Fugitive from the Past. The second movie on my list is a 1976 movie by John Carpenter, and it's called Assault on Precinct 13. It's a fabulous movie. It's actually a home invasion movie. The only difference being this time it's not a home that is invaded, but an abandoned police station that is invaded by this bunch of absolutely crazy and hardened criminals. And trying to protect that police station is this cop, and along with him a convicted criminal. These two are trying to protect it from this hardened gang. A fantastic movie by John Carpenter, Assault on Precinct 13. The third movie on my list is perhaps the rarest of them all. It's very hard to get. I tried to find this DVD all over and I couldn't get it from anywhere until I chanced upon it on YouTube. The movie is there on YouTube, albeit not a very great print, but watchable all the same. And the movie is called Fun. It's a Canadian movie, and it's a story about two girls who strike up this friendship, and eventually, to cement their bond further, they murder an elderly woman. The movie is based on true incidents that happened in Auburn, Texas. California, Auburn, California, in 1983, and this movie came out in 1994. Now, the amazing thing about this movie is the narrative structure. You know, it is mostly told. The story is mostly told through flashbacks, and there's a lot of to and fro in time whilst the plot develops. And it's a great movie, underrated, lesser heard of. It's called Fun. Now the number 4 movie is a more recent movie. It's from 2017, and if I remember correct, it came on Netflix. It's called Super Dark Things, and it's again a great movie full of shocks and twists and turns and unimaginable things happening. It's essentially the story of two young men, Zach and Josh, and how their friendship gets affected after an accident in which both of them are involved. It's a superb movie, super dark things. I think it should still be available on Netflix. You can check it out. It's a great movie to watch. At number 5 is this classic 1943 movie by Carol Reed, and it's called Fallen Idol. It's based on a story by Graham Greene, The Basement Room. Its Basement Room has been adapted into this movie, The Fallen Idol. And it's a story of this young boy who lives with his diplomat parents in London and is extremely fond of their butler. And what happens when the butler is accused of murder, and how the child, in his own way, tries to protect the butler by lying for him. It's a superb movie. It's an absolute classic tale of the loss of innocence and a must-watch. The Fallen Idol, directed by Carol Reed, is number 5 in my list. At number 6 is this 1943 classic noir directed by Billy Wilder, and it's called Five Graves to Cairo. It's the story of a lone British soldier who survives in a battle during the World War II, and his attempted escape from the German clutches. And he finds out that the Germans have huge reserves hidden, stacked and buried in 5 different graves in Cairo. And his escape, his attempted escape from Germans is what this movie is about. 5 Graves to Cairo, superb movie by Billy Wilder. At number 6 is a classic French crime movie. I think very few people can come close to the French when it comes to making crime thrillers. And this movie by Jean-Pierre Melville, Les Cercles Rouges, or The Red Circle, is a prime example of how good their crime thrillers can be. It's the story of this man who, along with a few others, plans a jewelry heist, and then things go wrong. It's a classic tale, and so brilliantly made by Jean-Pierre Melville. And the movie is a must-watch simply for Alain Delon. What a man. He exudes that macho toughness and grit, and you really feel that there can be no one stronger than him when you see him in the movie. He plays the lead role of Corey. Alain Delon, and Les Cercles Rouges is number 7 in my list. At number 8 is a 1967 neo-noir directed by Richard Brooks, and it's based on Truman Capote's book In Cold Blood. And it's a superb movie about 2 men who get together to massacre a family of 4. Again, this is based on real life incidents, and the movie was shot in the actual locations where the incidents happened. A great movie, In Cold Blood, directed by Richard Brooks. At number 9 is an Italian film called The Battle of Algiers, and again a brilliantly made movie. It's about this group of revolutionaries who try to free Algeria from the clutches of the French regime, and superb movie with thrilling and fast-paced all the time. Great movie to watch, The Battle of Algiers. At number 10 is a movie which is an Estonian movie from 1994, and it's called Darkness in Talon. It is also available under the title City Unplugged, I think. I think City Unplugged is the English title under which also this movie is available. Very hard to get all the same. You might get it in Amazon USA. I've not even seen it in Amazon UK. You might get it in Amazon USA, but do try and get this movie from wherever possible to watch it. It's a story of when USSR breaks up and Estonia becomes a free state, and at that time they decide to bring back $1 billion of gold which they had hidden in Paris. And there are a group of people who are out to try and steal this gold. So it's essentially a heist movie, but what a fantastic movie. If you get a chance to watch it, don't miss it. It's called Darkness and Talon, or City Unplugged as the alternate title. Well, so these were my 10 recommendations for this episode, 10 crime thriller movies. If you haven't seen them, you must try and watch. I'll continue with these episodes once every month. It'll be a special episode once every month. And I hope you like these episodes. And as always, do leave me with your recommendations of crime thrillers which you think one should see. You can write that in the comment section. That's all for this week, and until the next time, bye-bye.